Does it show recording? No? Yes. Okay, that's good. So everything's okay. Let me just come back to this thing here. Voice should be dead. You should be able to see my video. All right, guys. Welcome again online for the current crop of people who are online right now, and you missed my earlier welcome. Again, welcome to this webinar tonight. I'm excited, as you can see. I used to do a lot of content videos and content webinars, but since I have gotten a family, my other kids coming out in December, I've kind of laid back on the content. I've recorded some of this content, and I've put it out there into the members area. So again, if you are my alumni for the bootcamp, please remember to log into the members area, the online university, which you have lifetime access to, and then you will see all of these recordings there as well. All right, it's going to be there forever archived. My only concern is that I can give you good content after good content, but 90%, I dare say even 90 or 95% of people don't actually implement or put into play. They don't put into practice whatever's being taught year after year after year. So the only thing that I'll ask of you is for you to just implement whatever we're going to go through today. All right, so today let's talk about this thing called Facebook ads and why they fail and what you should be doing instead. Okay, so again, this is part of the Momentum Bootcamp Alumni Training Series. Welcome online. Today I want to talk to you about the great differentiator. All right, why do Facebook ads fail and what should you do instead? How many of you kind of remember and you were running advertisements on Facebook, say 3, 4, 5 years ago? How many of you remember that? Give me a yes in the comments box right now. Okay, and let me just come out of the chat. All right, you can see this. Okay, that's great. Give me a second. All right. So we have a couple of people saying that you remember running ads a couple of years ago. But the problem is, how many of you also agree with me right now, today, that the climate has kind of changed? The CPM has gone up, the cost per click, the cost per lead, the cost per inquiry, the cost per sale. These things have kind of gone up. And the reason for that, guys, is not that, it's other than the fact that Facebook is trying to monetize us advertisers a little bit more, other than the fact that there's a lot more competition coming in, right? The number one reason why Facebook ads that used to work no longer works right now, right? I'm going to be revealing this in the next slide also, okay? So again, whenever you come across someone who says that Facebook ads or YouTube ads are no longer working, you have to kind of look them in the eye and you have to tell them, no, it's not that Facebook ads are no longer working. Facebook or YouTube or Google are simply what we call vehicles, or they are simply what we call tools. What you do with the tool or who drives the vehicle is more important than what tool is being used for what purpose, right? So I want to understand this. And what this means is that you've probably gone for Facebook ad, seminars after Facebook ad workshop, after Facebook masterclass, and right? The truth is everybody kind of knows Facebook more or less the same stuff. Like I can't be standing or sitting down here looking at you in the eye right now and tell you, hey, I'm a Facebook ninja and I know more about Facebook ads than the typical other guy, which is not true. All trainers right now, at least locally right now in Singapore, they pretty much are in between 80 to 90% percentile of knowing, what it is about Facebook ads with each other. So what is the one thing that I'm trying to put across here is that you don't need to know what to click, where to click. You don't need to be a ninja in custom audiences, lookalike audiences, even though those things help, right? Conversion pixels, even though those things help. If you do nothing else from today, or you learn nothing else from today's presentation to you guys, is that you have to learn this thing called the great differentiator. And this is what I really want to deep dive into today, and I want to take to heart about, okay? So why Facebook ads fail? Now, I asked my staff, my guy, to actually put up, design these PowerPoint slides, and he put in, a couple of boats over here. And I said, why would you put a boat? He said, well, it seems that the boat has left the station, it's left the shore. Well, I thought about it. Well, maybe he made sense, right? A lot of people feel that they have, the Facebook boat has kind of left the pot, which is not really true. The real reason why Facebook ads fail is because in the beginning, I give you some examples, right? One of my best friends, he does Quranic classes. He teaches people how to, master the Quran, how to become a better Muslim, and for example, and so on and so forth. And so what happened was that he was the first, because I was helping him about 6-7 years ago. He was the first ustaz or the religious teacher online on Facebook to have used social media as advertisements. He was the only one guy. And because he was the only one guy, everybody had to come to him, right? He was like a sore thumb sticking out. As time went on, as other religious teachers had their own students running campaigns for them, then it became a little bit about who has to shout a little bit louder, right? So it's going to be like, well, at first, I'm the only religious teacher in town. Then it's going to be, well, I am the only certified religious teacher in town. And then somebody comes in and says, well, I'm the only certified religious teacher in town who specializes in kids education. Well, and then it became, I'm the only religious certified specialized in kids, and I also have a degree from Al-Azhar University in Cairo, in Egypt, right? So people began to shout, and they began to shout louder, and so you see a mess online on Facebook right now, right? Other than my irritating advertisements on Facebook and YouTube, you've probably seen a lot of other advertisements as well saying the same things. You know, sell one, buy two, upgrade your home. If you don't upgrade, it means you're losing out. You know, you're really missing out on the future. And so people start to shout louder on Facebook to try to gain attention. But guess what? Attention cannot be bought, right? In a way, attention cannot be bought. It has to be insinuated. It has to be, Malay call it terapkan. In English, I mean, it has to be, what you call it, marinated. It has to be slowly marinated into the industry. So you can't keep on shouting. You shout loud, somebody shouts louder, somebody shouts louder, and then people ignore all of you guys, right? We all become irritating Facebook advertisers. All right, so again, the concept that I want to share with you today with regards to Facebook ads is what we call the purple cow concept. Now, please write this down, guys. In fact, I want to make sure that you guys are really paying attention. Just type this out in the comments box right now. Purple cow concept. If you understand this, please write down purple cow concept into the comments box right now. I want to make sure that you guys are on point. And in fact, I want to turn to the person next to you right now in your house and say, purple cow. Purple cows are better than brown cows. All right? Purple cows are better than brown cows. Okay? And I know that many of you on this webinar tonight, you are actually from my previous batch of the bootcamp. However, I didn't really expand or expound upon this purple cow as much as I could or I should, because I only had 2 initial days with you. So I regard today as a turbo boost training for you guys. Now, purple cow came about by this guy called Seth Godin. He's a remarkable marketer, remarkable thinker, remarkable writer, just a remarkable person. And he said that if you're ever driven in Australia or anywhere else in the world where there are farms on either side of the road, so you're in a car, you're driving, and then there's a farm suddenly, your kid's in the back, and suddenly you see some cows grazing. Let's say you're from Singapore, you've never seen a real cow grazing, right? You'll be like, hey, darling, that was what I did for my daughter, right? Hey, darling, look, they're cows. And then my daughter will be like, where, daddy? My daughter will be like, oh, okay, cows. And she'll be looking at cows for a while. And those cows were magnificent, at least for a while. And after we get to the second farm and third farm and fourth farm, and we've seen hundreds or even thousands of cows, my daughter starts to become jaded, and she would just kind of sit back in the car, and she's like, Daddy, I want to watch SpongeBob SquarePants on TV instead in the car, right? Why? Because the brown cow, which was once novel, once new, once celebrated, once differentiated, has now just become what we call commoditized. Everyone's a brown cow now. Everyone's doing swimming. Everyone's a property agent. Everyone's teaching you how to make money online. Everyone's teaching you about Facebook ads, blah, 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 blah. So, you guys are in a good place today, because I will be sharing with you some of my plans going forward with how I'm differentiating my own businesses, how I'm pivoting my own stuff as well. And I've already pivoted. It's doing very, very well. So I'll kind of bring you behind the scenes of how I'm actually doing it. But again, imagine if you saw a lot of brown cows, cow after cow after cow. And suddenly, as you're driving, you see a purple cow or a family of purple cows. Is it a herd or family? Right? Whatever, a herd of purple cows. And now you say, darling, there is a purple cow grazing on the greens to your right. And then my daughter will be like, where, Daddy? Oh, I see it now. And you probably take out your photos. You're going to park by the side of the road, even though it's dangerous. Take out your camera, take photographs, and be like, oh, right, this is a purple cow. This is the concept. In a world where everyone's becoming a brown cow, they are mooing louder, they are mooing more frequently. What you want to do is you want to try to create a purple cow. And I say this with much respect to the advertisers. Here's one secret that you probably don't know about, right? And just listen to this. This is really important. In the past, you could take a mediocre product, right? And you could just market the hell out of it, and then people would buy more of it, all right? And let me say it again. In the past, good marketing can make up for a brown cow, right? You can just, for example, if you came from the world of Captain Crunch, if you were younger, there was a cereal called Captain Crunch, right? And all they did was, they just kind of put a free toy inside, right? Just a free toy inside. That's it, right? And people would buy from that. It was a captain with a hook and a parrot on it. People would buy Captain Crunch. So that's an example of what we call, creating a purple cow. Now, the problem is, for example, even for myself, I began doubling, tripling, quadrupling, quintupling. What's number six? I don't know, octupling, whatever, right? And I found that my return on investment wasn't doubling, tripling, quadrupling. It wasn't. So I could spend X dollars. I could spend $20,000 a month and I would make whatever, right? X amount. But then when I was spending 40,000 and I was spending $80,000 a month on advertisements on YouTube or Facebook, it wouldn't necessarily scale. And I'm not even saying I want it to scale, in line with whatever I was spending, right? I don't want it to keep at 4x or 5x return on investment. I was just like, well, if we can just make more money, that's okay. But the truth was that the market became jaded. There comes a breaking point, right? If X and Y exist, there comes a breaking point where your growth suddenly begins to taper off, level off, and it's actually going to dip after some time, even as you spend more money. So there's got to be a better way to getting more customers than just throwing more money into marketplace. Does it make sense, guys? Give me a yes if you understand this, right? There must be a better way of growing your business and making more money and more profits from your business than just throwing more money into advertisements. Does it make sense? Okay, if you agree with me, say yes. So that's the purple cow, right? In a world of brown cows. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show you how I have purple cow my own businesses, how you can purple cow your own business, and then dominate the landscape. Why this is so important, I'm kind of whispering because my daughter's upstairs, right? Right? Why purple cow is so damn important is because everyone's going to figure out Facebook, man. Everyone already knows how to do Facebook ads. They're not boosting posts anymore. They know how to run custom orders. They know how to run lead ads. They understand Facebook. Facebook made it easy for any Tom, Dick, or Harry, or Jane, just to be, gender fair, right, equal. Everyone knows how to run Facebook ads already. So you cannot thrive in a marketplace where you're like, oh, I can just do better copywriting, or my image is better, or my product is better. Yeah, maybe. The one thing that's going to keep you pumping, going through over and over again and pivoting over and over again is for you to create better and better versions of the purple cow in your industry. And I'm going to give you such a good, walkthrough, and so that you really understand and you really begin to marinate your mind, body, and soul what a purple cow is, and then you will actually seek to actually create a purple cow in your industry. Like, let's face it, I've been in my industry for 7 to 8 years. In a world where most, internet gurus or property gurus or crypto gurus or whatever guru, they come in 1 year, 2 years, they chabut. They come in 2 years, they die out. Or maybe they come in as a cryptocurrency expert, now they are forex expert. Then they pivot over to becoming a Facebook expert. Then they pivot over to become a NLP expert, whatever, right? But I have stuck in my lane for a long time. It is much easier to stay in your lane if you know how to create purple cows. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the journey of being a purple cow, and I'm going to give you some examples with this. Right, you guys ready? If you guys are ready for this, give me a hell yes in the comments box right now. All right. So I'm going to show you some examples of what we call purple cows. I want you to take notes, right? Do me a favor, take notes, guys, take notes. And I want to think about how can you actually implement this in your industry. I'm going to give you examples in my own businesses, and then I'm going to move on and show you examples of make-believe businesses. And then I'm going to challenge you to create your own examples together, right? So that's mine, others, and then yours. Make sense? Okay, let's go. So again, this is a business that I've given away to my best friend's wife. She's running it full-time right now. Her name is Safina. But I wanted to take a look at how I'm purple cowing my business even from the beginning, right? So write this down. 3 reasons how I'm doing this. Give me a second. So the first reason, can you help me write this down? Right? So my staff is actually here. He's going to help me write down notes. There were three ways that I was actually purple cowing my business when everybody else was selling art. Number one, at that time when I launched, we were the only customizable artwork provider. We were the only customizable artwork provider, which means to say if you want a painting, but you want it in a square shape, you want it smaller, you want it to use watercolor instead of oil paint or acrylic, you want it red instead of yellow, you want to take out the cows, you want to put in the moon or whatever, right? So we are the only customizable one, right? So everyone's a brown cow, art gallery. Oh, what you see is what you get, WYSIWYG, right? What you see is what you get. If it's not there, it means you don't have, right? So we came in and we managed to customize it for people. That's number one. Is that a purple cow? Absolutely. Now people can come to us and say, I want you to replicate this. I want you to kind of customize this. I said, well, okay. And I send it to my guys in China. They do it, they ship it over, and I sell it to them at a huge markup price. Crazy, right? That's the first way that we were differentiating. The second way that we were differentiating, right, at that time especially, was that whenever we had a quotation request from companies, and I knew companies usually buy not one or two pieces, they buy 5, 6, 7, 10, 20, 30 pieces. What I would do is that I would actually mail out, write this down, I'm actually going to mail out a DVD. This was in the past. Now I might mail out a USB thumb drive, I don't know, right? I mail out a DVD containing a catalog of all my paintings. Now some of you are saying, but Imran, can't you just put the paintings online and send them a link and they can take a look? Well, maybe, but then I'm going to be a brown cow because everybody does that. So by sending out a mailing, it's just a 50 cents DVD, burn it at Sim Square, put it into an envelope, lick a 50-cent stamp, lick it, close it, send it out using SingPost for 50 cents. For an entire dollar, I can get the entire thing to the decision maker. They're going to take it out, pop it into the DVD-ROM player, CD-ROM player. They're going to look at it, and they're going to send me quotations and everything else. So it makes it fun, right? Getting something in the mail that's kind of bulky. They're like, oh, wow, I haven't even bought a single thing from this person. He's already given me a DVD. Wow, his customer service is great, for example, right? So in a world of brand costs, that was how I was purpling myself. Now, the third way that I was doing was this, very simple, very powerful. We were the only ones offering what we call customizable Photoshop. Even if you don't buy, write this down. Customized Photoshop, even if you don't buy. What does this mean? Well, you want to buy a painting, right? You want to buy a painting. The problem is you're not sure whether that painting is going to fit on your wall for Hari Raya or Deepavali or Christmas or Chinese New Year, and you're not sure whether it's going to look good. So what I say is that, take a photograph of your living room or dining room, of your table, wherever you want it to be, and then send it over to me, choose 3 paintings. I'm going to Photoshop those paintings onto your wall and make them look as if they are really on your wall, right? So it's not that hard. It's like about 25 seconds job on Photoshop. Take that photo, take the painting, plug it on the wall, and then, skew it a bit, add shadow at the back, drop shadow, they call it, whatever, drop cap, so that it looks like it's a real painting. And then I send back these 3 images back to them. Guys, it takes about a minute to do, 20 seconds each. It takes about a minute to do. But I wanted to imagine that if you were on the receiving end of Imran, right? You ask for some quotations. I ask you for a photo of your wall, and you didn't even have to come to the gallery. I just simply send you these 3 things. Is that what you would consider as helpful? Yes or no, guys? Innovative, helpful, opens up a conversation. Now they are better able to take a look at, oh wow, Imran, I actually like the second painting more than the first one. And the third one, all right, I want to buy 2. Does that make sense? And then I can upsell them for other things. So this is what we call purple cow, guys. But I wanted to notice this. Does it take a single more effort for me to offer customizable services? No. The China artists are painting it. That's number 1. Number 2, does it cost me any money or effort to send out a DVD? $1. Anyone can do it, right? Not much work. Number 3, does it take me a lot of effort to Photoshop paintings on walls? No, it's very simple to Photoshop paintings on walls. Does that make sense, guys? Right? So, again, as you can see this, I'm the only purple cow in the industry because the other guys were not or cannot or have not thought of doing this. They think it's going to be tough. In fact, it's a little bit more work for dramatically larger results. So I want to ask you, what can you do to purple cow your business? These small, seemingly humane touches, which are very generous in nature, but are actually very simple to do. Think about that, right, as we go along. So that's the first example. Let me move on to the second example. So guys, again, some of you are saying, oh, Imran, I expected this to be a Facebook ads workshop. No, this is the angles workshop. So your Facebook ads later on will be much simpler, right? I wanted to consider this, right? If you were to run an advertisement on an art gallery and you were to say, hey, look at my painting, $1,000, click here to buy. That's you. Does that make sense? Now, if Imran were to run an advertisement, he's going to talk about the customizable art, the DVD sent to your house. He's going to talk about the free Photoshop service. Who do you think is going to get more inquiries on Facebook? Imran or the other person? Let me know, guys. Come on. Right? Who do you think will get more inquiries, cheaper leads, cheaper clicks? Who? More comments. Absolutely, right, guys? Are you getting it now? Are you kind of absorbing this and manifesting this? It's all about finding the bloody angle and purple cow in your business in a world where everyone's a brown cow and they're just so sick and tired of seeing brown cows. That's it, right? So let me move on to the next one. Now, my sports coaching one, right? So how did I really purple cow my sports coaching, right? Write this down. The purple cow for my sports coaching was that we only specialized in field events, not track and field, field events. So largely, we're talking about, so hurdles is track, but okay, hurdles, long jump, high jump, discus, not frisbee, discus, javelin, and shot put. Get it, guys? Long jump, high jump, discus, javelin, shot put. These are all things which are dangerous. You can jump and break a leg, jump and break a neck, throw and javelin goes through your neck and you die, whatever. These are difficult things. Now, the reason why we focus on these things was because most coaches are brown cows. I will teach you how to do 100 meters. I will teach you how to do 4 times 100 meters. I will teach you how to do 1.5 kilometers. That's the easy side of things, right? So we take a look at this and I say, I'm only going to hire coaches from around the region, Philippines, Malaysia, Singapore, and so on. And I only want to give them, difficult things. I will only take in people who can do difficult events. And why do you think difficult events are very good? Simple. Because if you know how to train someone in a difficult event, it's much easier to get that student or school a gold medal compared to 100 meters. Do you agree? Because 100 meters, anybody can know how to do. It's just raw, pure talent. Even if you have a good coach, you don't have raw talent, you're going to lose because everyone wants to do 100 meters. But javelin's a little bit more tricky, right? Javelin's got to be like, oh, a lot of people don't want to do javelin. And when they train, they get good training from us. They win not because they're genetically superior, they win because they have training in a world where no one else has training. Does that make sense? So when we focus on that, schools love us because we bring them so many gold medals. Now, guys, let me ask you the question. In track and field championships in schools, would you agree with me that a gold medal in Chinese chess or Malay chess or whatever is the same as a gold medal in athletics, in long jump, high jump, or gold medal in ballet? It's the same. It still brings glory to the school. It's much easier to get them glory in a sport that is underserved and underplayed than one which is very, very saturated. So that's why our purple cow for this business, we only focus on difficult events, track and field difficult events. All right. So again, then when I went into education consulting, now this is one really, very cool, right? Education consulting meaning to say that we went out to tuition centers and we helped tuition centers to market the educational services. We filled up classes. We were one of the pioneers. In fact, I think we were the pioneer in Singapore about 10 or 11 years ago, where we were helping lots and lots of tuition center owners to really multiply or quadruple or triple their class sizes using what we call, at that time, we were doing this thing called audits. Audits, which means to say your child comes in, brings along the exam papers, we will audit your child, tell them where they're doing it wrong, and then they get a free trial, then we upsell them, right? That was the process I gave to them. But that's besides the point. The point, how I differentiated myself in a world where I was a dropout, nobody would listen to me, was that I sent out, this is my purple cow. My purple cow was that I sent out unsolicited, means you didn't ask for it, I will still send out to you. Unsolicited DVD with 6 video content produced by me and a very thick stack of notes detailing how to market to get more tuition students, and I would put them into a bright yellow, red, or orange envelope, and I would send it out using SingPost to them. Imagine if you are a tuition center owner, and at that time there were no one helping you to market your tuition center. Suddenly you open up your mailbox and you saw a DVD with a notes sent to you, no strings attached. What would that make you feel? Wow, that's not too bad. You're going to pop it in, you're going to watch it, you're going to share it with your partner, and then you're going to call the person, the author, in, right? So when you called me in, I came in as a consultant, but I came in more respected because I didn't knock on your door. You had consumed my content, you had consumed my information, and then you had invited me to come in as an expert. I would consult with you, and then you pay me money. So that was how I was really purple cowing myself. I was sending out this unsolicited, what you call it, package. I don't see it there. Is it there? I don't see it posting it there. Where is it? All right. Okay. So guys, you understand about this purple cow? This is really important. Now it may be boring you because it's like, oh, but Irma, this has nothing to do with it. No, it has everything to do with you. The future of Facebook education, the future of Facebook advertising leverages and hinges upon your ability to become a purple cow among a sea of brown cows. I promise you this. I kid you not. All right. So again, when it comes to book publishing as well, that what we did was our purple cow was that at that time, now we are no longer unique, but at that time we were end to end. We would just send somebody wants to write their own book, they want to publish their own book, we would send out somebody to interview that person, take down notes for the entire thing, and then after taking down notes, what we're gonna do? Give me a second, guys. So what we're gonna do is that we actually transcribe the entire thing, send it out to the Philippines to transcribe, took the raw edit, send it out to the United States, get a freelancer to write out into proper English and syntax and structure and so on. And then we design the cover, put on the ISBN code, and do a book launch party for people, the entire shebang for about 12K to 15K per project, right? But the actual cost to me was only about $3,000 or so to pay the writers and everything else. So I was actually leveraging making money from what I know and what they didn't know, right? So because they didn't know, they had to pay me money to do it my way. Does that make sense, guys? So that was my purple cow, end-to-end service. We do the entire writing for you, all right? And then this is also with my older partner now. We are with the new partners now. This again with the old partner. Tailoring, men's tailoring. How we were really purple cowing ourselves was that at that time, my art gallery and my tailor shop was at Upper Thompson Road. And what happens was that we would hold a lot of different events. When people were just trying to sell clothes, what we did was we were offering free haircuts on Tuesdays and Thursdays, free haircuts. Right, so we had a barber on task. We had a free shoe shine also on those days as well. And then at the same time, we also had free pocket square classes, how to fold, the handkerchief and pocket square to be used into as a gentleman's accessory. So why this was very important was because when we were holding these classes, we were becoming a purple cow. Everybody else was that they're saying, please come in and take a measurement and buy from us. And for us, we're just like, hey, please come in and have a free, gentleman grooming class. And then at the end, the upsell becomes automatic. I don't even have to upsell them. They're going to be like, oh, you make suits here, how much? Right? It's a natural kind of conversation. Now, if you were to take a look at what Apple is doing very well right now, is that Apple is also doing classes for free, right? iPhone classes, editing classes. Are you aware of that, Apple? Right, Apple classes. If you were to go to the one at Orchard, the one at Changi, the one at MBS coming up soon, they have lots of classes before COVID, right? And you could just go and it will teach you how to use Apple products and then make you fall in love with this product. So that was my purple cow. All right. So I'm going to move on because I don't have time. Let's move on to other examples. Okay, I'm going to show you some other examples in the industry, like property agents, insurance agents, and so on. Let me just take a sip of water. But guys, do you have any questions at the moment? Right? If you have a question, please type in your question below. If you don't have a question and you think it has been, illuminating and great so far, let me know as well in the comments so I know I'm on the right track. Okay. Hmm? What question is that? Give me a second. Why are people typing in Q&A? So strange. Brother, I don't see the Valin, great insight. Valin, you're supposed to be at a session today with Alif. Okay. Sorry. What's the Q&A? I can't see my own Q&A. I click on that. It won't come out. What do I need to do? Or unless you want to read out for me. This one.
Should be able.
It doesn't come out for me. So I guess that's okay. Do you want to read out for me so I know?
Yeah, sure. Okay. Does having some form of brand differentiation count as using purple cow for my business? Or is the purple cow more for freebies and extra value I can provide audience so that they will take action and opt in? This is a question from Johan Tang.
Johan, all right. Johan is asking, long time no see, brother. He's asking, is brand differentiation
Count as using the purple cow for my business?
Oh, okay. So someone actually asked Seth Godin. He was saying that, can you use a good story to sell a mediocre product? Not a scam, but a mediocre product, right? Water is water, guys, right? Water is just water. Can you give me Volvich? Sorry, can you get me one more, Vitel? Thank you. Right? Water is just water. There's aqua, there's Volvich, supposedly French, mineral water, whatever it means. And there's one that tastes like I Zam. I don't know why my wife likes it. I don't. Sorry. Right? So again, let me show you again. Right? So these products are the same. There's aqua. I like aqua. Aqua is like distilled water taste, but still got some minerals taste in there. Aqua. Volvic tastes like tap water, even though it's like more expensive. And then Vitel is about the same price as Volvich, but Vitel tastes like air zam-zam. So if you like air telaga, okay, sure. Right? So again, so he was asked, can you take a mediocre product and have a good story and then turn it into a good business? And then you know what Seth Godin said? He said that the story is now part of the product. The story is now part of the product. So here's a little bit of homework for some of you guys to do, right? Some examples of good stories are the purple mattress. Write this down. The purple mattress is a good storytelling. Another one that's kind of good is, you guys know this, KFC is just chicken, right? And how many of you agree with me that KFC isn't as nice as Jollibee? Jollibee is even nicer, right? But it's a beast, that's it. But KFC has stories behind it, right? Colonel Sanders, Famous Amos has a story behind it. And another story is that Dollar Shave Club, write this down for me. Dollar Shave Club has a nice storyline to it, right? So the story now becomes part of the entire thing. I can't see his question, so guys, do me a favor. If you want to ask questions, please don't ask in Q&A. Just type it right away in chat, okay? Do me a favor because I can see it. Right, so I hope that answers part of the question, but later on I'll take a look at that. Is there any other questions that I'm missing out on before I move on? No? I'm going to move on, okay? Now, let's move on to other examples. So when you take a look, I'm going to give you some more examples from my own one, right? Colin is saying those examples are in the past. Do you have examples of current practices we can do? I'm not entirely sure why you said those are in the past. Purple mattress is in the very present, my brother. When you take a look at KFC, they're still using that storyline. When you take a look at Dollar Shave Club, they are quite recent in my memory. So Dollar Shave Club, not Shirt Club, shaver, right? So Colin, I'm not sure what you're talking about when you say these examples are in the past. All right. So if you can ask a better question, I can give you a better answer. But for now, I don't see what you mean by that. Okay, so let me move on. So again, guys, these are things which are not yet, instituted in my business. But just the other day, I was just sitting down, drinking my aqua water or whatever outside, and then I was asking myself, what can I do to further purple cow my business? Right? What can I do to further purple cow my business? For my bootcamp, for example, right? So I'm going to give you some examples. So I was thinking about it because Seth Godin says that you can either spend more money on the marketing or you can spend more money on the innovation. This is so important. I'm going to give you an example right now. Either spend more money on marketing or save that money and spend it instead on innovation. That's really important. Okay, so that means you still run advertisements, but you run much lower cost. but then everything is in your purple cow, your innovation. Okay, guys, I'm going to give you a very good example. Because Colin was asking about current practices. You guys know Amazon? Give me a yes if you know Amazon. Now, Amazon got huge, and Amazon got really huge. And Jeff Bezos is rich today because of what Amazon has done. Now, you guys want to know what Amazon did? How many of you here, remember seeing an advertisement by Amazon? Not by those Amazon e-commerce sellers, the Imrans or the Benjamins or the Dominics. No, I'm talking about Amazon.com. How many of you remember seeing an Amazon ad on TV or newspaper or Facebook ads? Because I don't. I've never seen an Amazon.com advertisement. Have you? Right? We have not seen it. That's because, they decided that they didn't want to spend money on marketing, on blimps and billboards and newspapers that were expensive. They said, we should save this money and we should give people free shipping instead. Bam. We should save this money and give people free shipping instead. See, shipping is going to cost money anyway, right? Shipping is going to cost money anyway. But that is money that you were going to have to spend on advertising or marketing anyway. Does it make sense, guys? Right? So if you do to do free shipping, imagine the ripples that it will actually have and the new shockwaves that is actually going to have in the industry. People are going to tell their friends, hey, I bought some shoes, free shipping. I don't like, I ship back also free of charge. Wow, that's great. So that's how Amazon really grew. Guys, do you see this common example? Right? So they really sat down and they took this huge risk of the purple cow. It's a huge risk that they took. We don't do any more advertising. We shift all the dollars on giving people free shipping. And it worked like a charm. It worked like so crazy, like a charm, right? So that's another example that Seth Godin spoke about. So in my business, I said, what can I do instead of doubling or tripling or quadrupling my own advertising dollars every single month? I mean, I can if I want to, but it's not getting me or any other person an ROI that was good, like in good old days. So one of the things that I said was, well, I already have a ticket support chat group online where people can kind of support, ask for questions and get them answered using the members area. And then for the only other way is through my inner circle where people pay a small amount of money and then they get lifetime access or whatever, right? So those were the only two ways that people can get access face to face. That sucks. So I said, as a purple cow, can I tell people, if you join this bootcamp, I might actually hire 2 or 3 people, right? 2 or 3 people who are just fresh from school. I train them and they're just going to man the phone. Anytime during office hours, you can pick up the phone, call them, and have a chat with them regarding your campaigns. But only for 3 months now, because otherwise it would cannibalize my inner circle offer, or it's just going to, people are just going to abuse it. Does that make sense? So imagine us being the only seminar providers in Singapore or even in the world that offers over the phone support for anyone who's become an alumni, but for a period of the first 3 months. So you got to make use of it for the first 3 months. Does that make sense, guys? Right? So doing this, it might actually lower our cost per conversion or leads for the webinar or cost per sale or whatever. So it's money that we would have spent on YouTube or Facebook. We save that money and we invest into 3 undergraduates or 3 graduates, young people who just come out into the industry, really hungry, and then create a better customer experience. Does that make sense, guys? All right. So that's one of the ways to purple cow. I have not really thought about this. I'm going to talk to my team and see how we can institute this 3 months to make sure there's no headaches or whatever. But let's see. That's one example of purple cow. Guys, do you see and agree with me that this is a purple cow? Yes, it's a purple cow because nobody else does this. The second one is also very, 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 very powerful, right? You can call it a gimmick if you want to, but it's true. It's very powerful. See, a lot of people, they want to start their own business, but they think that the one thing that's going to hold them back is their technical inability to succeed. So like, oh, uncle or auntie want to do internet marketing, but uncle or auntie don't know how to do a website. I don't know how to create a website. Okay? So in that case, if it's true that a lot of people have this limiting belief that not having a website is going to slow them down, what if in my bootcamp, I started creating for people a customized template of a website? Guys, customized templates of websites are not hard at all. On WordPress, you can find themes and templates for $5 to $10. Google this, WordPress theme, WordPress template. It's not hard, right? I can just give away these templates for free when they sign up for my bootcamp. And now I can make the claim, when you come for our bootcamp, we will give you an enclosed website for free. You can customize it to your own logo, your own words, whatever, but the website will be installed for you. How long does it take to install a website, guys? Seriously, I can get my technical guy to go through 200 people every month and install for them using one click button. Pum, 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 pum. You see, it's very little effort, but the perception, the perceived value is huge. Oh, wow, did you hear? When you sign up for that program, you also get a website and also a 3-month call-in period where you can just ask any questions and get it answered on the phone without having to book a session, whatever. Right, guys? I know these are examples which are very specific to me. However, I want you to understand that I want you to take a peek into my own mind and my brain and take a look through my lenses about how I'm doing things, about how I'm pivoting, about how I'm creating purple cows as well, right? So that's the second one. The third one, I'm not even expecting I can see anything. But the third one is this, guys. This is a very powerful purple cow, right? Johan, listen up to this. It's very powerful. On one hand, there's a lot of people who want to look for jobs, right? They got no jobs. They want to look for jobs, right? One of my friends, Delane, right? Delane actually made a post on Facebook with regards to interviewing 7 people and then not being able to get a good, persons coming or whatever. And he got a lot of hate. He got doxed and everything else recently, right? And I'm not saying this because he's my friend. He was actually my schoolmate. I'm saying this because, when he says things about that, some of you might actually know that, right? The employee-minded people who have always been employees, they will come up together and bandy and say, oh, how dare you employers, we're going to burn you at the stake. We're going to bring pitchforks into your home and kill you, whatever, right? So they're unhappy. The masses are unhappy. But, if you are an employer like myself, you know that it's true, right? If you're an employer like you and me, we're entrepreneurs, you know that getting someone who's willing to, get $3,000 salary, work hard, is a little bit harder these days. Not because we are bad people, but because we have kind of fallen in love with what social media shows us, right? They've kind of shown us, that money is easy to make. You can buy a Lamborghini, Ferrari, and so on. So, youngsters are getting a lot more ambitious without reason. I've seen that, right? But not to blame anyone. But anyway, here's where the whole purple cow is. If my bootcamp actually started giving out certificates, and some of you are probably saying, hey, Imran, your certificate lousy one, cannot use one. But guys, I'm going to ask you this question. The people who gives you certificates, who certifies them? Right? Oh, it's a bigger body or organization. All right, maybe you're right. But who certifies the people who certifies them? The government. Okay. And who certifies the government? God, whatever, right? So you have to understand that there's a lot of certifications, and all the certifications in the world today are purely man-made. Certificate in chiropractic. How many of you actually know that chiropractic is, in some parts of the world, not regarded as real science? Chiropractic is not regarded as real science, and many medical doctors reject chiropractic as a real science, right? So they had to create their own chiropractic degrees, created their own chiropractic colleges, and so on. The person, Google this if you don't believe me, the person who invented chiropractic was also the person who was doing some sort of magnetic therapy and that kind of stuff, okay? Very, very dubious. But after years of marketing, chiropractic has actually come into the mainstream. Yeah, I bet you didn't know this, right? Just because they wore a white coat and has a stethoscope doesn't mean that they're a real doctor, right? Google this, right? I have friends who are chiropractic and I respect them for what they do, but to say that they are in the same league and line as medical doctors is probably pushing it, stretching it a little bit, right? So again, what if, pretend you're me, we create our own, certificate where you pass an exam, learning about Facebook ads and copywriting and direct response marketing and so on, and then we are going to list your name onto a jobs bank database. And now companies who want their employees to be digitally trained, they can come to us and say, oh, this person you trained already, pass already, social media marketing, content marketing, copywriting. Okay, I want. Because the alternative is to hire someone right out of university for 3.5K, zero experience in direct response marketing. Yeah, they've attended some marketing courses and they've got some textbooks about, the 4 P's, place, promotion, product, and pricing or whatever, but they have no idea how to run an effective direct response campaign. But now companies are, they begin to wake up. Oh, I need a digitally trained person. So how I make money now and how I actually become a purple cow is that now students will want to come to me because they want to get certificates so that they are able to get jobs with companies who want digitally trained employees. Is it making sense? And then on the other flip side of the coin, on the other side, which is a double-edged sword, but it's good on both sides, I can also get, employees to be interested in my job placement with them. I can be like, oh, I got 17 students this month. If you want, you can take them as interns, try them out, right? And I can get the job placement fee from there. So this is good because I'm actually purple cowing myself. I'm creating a job database and also giving certificates. So I help A, I help B, I matchmake them. Does that make sense, guys? Right? And then so how I make even more money from this, again, this is an entrepreneurship seminar, guys, so we talk about money, is that now companies can send their staff to me to get upskilled and get those certificates as well, right? This is assuming, I kind of clean up my brand, I don't use the whole, hi, I'm Imran on YouTube. I do proper, targeting, I do proper brand collaterals, I do proper cleanups of PI and so on, then this can actually be done. But this is something that I think I'm actually going to work on as a purple cow because nobody else gives certificates and job placements in the same soup, right? If you think that's kind of exciting, let me know. Just give me a yes if you understand it. Some of you will get it. Some of you are kind of blur. You probably won't get it, but that's fine. Okay. So, all right. JC, yes. Once the skies open, I'm going to hold a class on that, JC. So just hold on. Right now, we can't go anywhere anyway. Okay. Okay. So for a property agent, I'm going to give you a very good example. Oh, wow. It's been 50 minutes, right? For a property agent, I'm going to give you a very good example. I wanted to imagine that you are not a property agent. All of you, I want you to play along. Do me a favor. I want all of you to assume that you are someone who's just looking to buy a house. You want to buy a house. Take a look at this, guys. Ayo. Okay, copy. Am I sharing my screen? Does it work? Okay. Now, this is a website called alljakartaapartment.com. And you're saying, oh, Imran, I'm not Jakarta or what? I'm in Singapore or what? Right? Or Colin might say, oh, can you give me a better example or whatever? Right? I'm just being harsh on you, Colin, okay? So again, with love and respect, I'm going to show you an example that's been done overseas, and then I'm going to show you an example of how you can adapt it to Singapore. If I were a property agent, guys, I have no intention to become a property agent, but if you took everything away from me and you say, Imran, you put a gun to my head and you have to be a property agent, this is what I would do. I would create a website that looks like this, and then I can click on location, right? There's south, central, west, north, and east of Jakarta. So let's say I choose South Jakarta, right? Which is, maybe it's a bit more affluent, right? So I'm going to click on South Jakarta. Once I've clicked on South Jakarta, I wanted to play along, pretend that you are a consumer. Botanica Apartments, looks good, let me open. District 8, looks good, let's open. Verde 1, looks good, let's open. Senopati Paku Bawono Residence, a bit old, don't want. Oakwood Premier, Ascot Kuningan. All right, let's open. Right, let's say I open up a few sites like this, and then as a consumer, I went here and I was to see the photograph, and they tell me how big it is, right? And then they tell me the location. They were to show me the location of main entrance where, landmarks, what's nearby, supermarket, transportation. Okay, this is normal stuff, right? And look at this, guys. Reputation of the developer, right? As you can see, they actually give a very frank treatment to what they like and what they don't like. Okay, and so there's going to be a little bit problematic for local property agents, but I'm going to give you the solution to that later on. All right. So as you can see here, they are not writing like a property agent, but they are writing as if it's a real review. Who's the contractor? Design. Not really interesting in terms of design, like a 4-star property, blah, 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 blah. Right? Reception, small main lobby, not so nice, they say. So they actually show you all of these things. And then the inside, outside, and then they give you ratings, right? Ratings for the tiles and comfort, and some more photographs, and some more photographs, and some more photographs. Would you agree with me that this website was very helpful to me as a consumer? Yes or no? Atmosphere. Is it busy? Is it noisy? What's the background? Are they locals? Are they Malays? Are they Indonesians, Chinese, local, for a foreigner? Right? Maintenance. Is it clean? Garden, security, hospitality, investment potential. Is there investment potential? Right? What's pushing the price up? What's pushing the price down? Overall, would you buy it? Yeah, I would buy it, but I need some guarantees that maintenance will be important. Guys, there's just one example. I'm going to show you another example. This is another one. This one is called, what is it called? It's called District 8 Apartments. So the same. What I like about it, what I don't like about it, photographs. Wow, this one look good. This actually looks good. I missed this when I was in Jakarta. Okay, so they have all the classes, marble. They have the sauna. Investment potential. There's investment potential, rooms and prices, blah 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 blah. How much can you rent it out for? Useful, useful, useful. Guys, do you notice that they give all of this content very, very powerfully, and then at the bottom, they're not even selling anything? That's because I think that this person is really just doing it for fun, or I don't know, right? But there is a contact us here. Let's take a look. Oh, now they didn't even have contact us anymore. Does it make sense? They took out the contact us. But if I'm a property agent, I would actually create a website like this. And of course, as a property agent, I'm not allowed to say what I don't like about an apartment, because then the developer is going to complain to Propnex, and then Propnex is going to royally F me up or whatever. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say what I like about these apartments. But that means I have a treatment, a website. I don't have to have 100 condominiums over there. I just need to have 20 or 30 just to kickstart, run ads to it. And then I give them, this is what, write this down, write this down for me. This is what we call the IMDb model. You guys know what is IMDb or Rotten Tomatoes? IMDb or Rotten Tomatoes. IMDb is simply a website that gives you ratings for movies, right? Like a review for movies, right? So, for example, if I click on Tenet, Tenet is coming out. I heard it's really good, 8.0 on IMDb, right? It's really high, not too bad. We might watch it if it's still timing tonight, okay? And then over here, they have what we call the ratings and so on. So, I'm saying that if I'm a property agent, I'm going to create an IMDb of properties, right? It's like IMDb of properties. So people come in not to be hard sold the entire buy one, sell two, sell one, buy two, upgrade, retire, retire rich. I don't go with that. I just go with very centric to these things. IMDb review, and then if they want to, they can click below and do it. Guys, it's not that hard. It's not. You can hire a writer to create a blog to do this. Get some photographs with permission, put it up there. Or if you're a property agent and you actually have a lot of restrictions about what you can say or what you can't say, then don't market using your own face and Propnex. Market under a personal private capacity. So instead of Imran from Propnex, it's just Imran from my own company, right? So it's my opinion. But guys, do you agree with me that if somebody gives you a very good IMDb review over here, you are more likely to reach out to them and say, hey, John, I love your website. Can you recommend me a Jakarta apartment in the central part of Jakarta? Because I want to be near to the CBD Sudirman. Can you help me or not? What's going to happen? They're going to trust and respect my recommendations to them because they've gone through my website, they like my review, they've clicked, they've reached out to me, and now they're going to just absorb and suck up anything that I tell them. Now, obviously, I cannot lie to them. I must remain ethical to them. But now I can just represent and sell any of these launch units or resale units or whatever to whoever I want. So this is my purple cow, the IMDb of property. And a lot of people are doing this. Why? Because we're just lazier than most people are. Okay, so that's the purple cow in this particular industry. Any questions so far? No question. I'm going to continue over here. I can see my own chat. All right. Junpo is saying that the link doesn't work. The link works. If it doesn't work, then how I can go? All Jakarta apartments, but you must put a dash in between. All dash Jakarta dash apartments plural.com. Okay, don't make me do that. Where was I again? Okay. IMDb model. Jaren, this is a very confusing movie. Chen Li, is this session recorded? Yeah, maybe, but if you're an alumni, you can find it in the alumni area. Otherwise, you won't get access. Now, Norima, your last idea, like Lithan. Oh, I didn't know Lithan was doing that. That's great. All right, that's really good. Okay. Tay Junyan, what if I am not a property agent? Then don't use this example, lah. I will virtually smack you, you know. Right? If you're not a property agent, then don't use this example. Find something that is in a purple cow. Guys, come on, critical thinking. Now I will show you cooking class. Then you will ask me, what if this is not a cooking, what if I'm not doing a cooking class? Okay, do me a favor, guys. All right, guys. So, okay, cooking class, very simple. Cooking class, don't do it offline anymore. COVID got restriction lah, cooking lah, leceh, expensive. What you do, you move your cooking class online. So maybe you call it like the French cooking class, La Fleur French cooking class, right? So you charge it at $120. But what you do is that the purple cow now is, I have a box, and this box will be sent to your home prior to the actual cooking class. So if the cooking class is on Saturday, on Thursday or Friday, you will receive a box full with the broccoli lah, the cauliflower lah. Oh, all tastes not nice. What else? The meat lah, the prime cut meat or whatever. So you will get all the ingredients so that when you actually do the cooking together on Zoom, they just have to take out and cook it together. So it's actually very, very sexy because now it's like cooking in a box. Write this down. It's like a cooking in a box. The box comes in, you learn how to do it. We give you the recipe box as well. Next time you can do it yourself. That's it, right? So, but guys, do you agree with me that getting a box in the mail by a courier is much more exciting than having to turn up and go to a kitchen and cook? It's very Instagrammable. People like to talk about it, all right? Very, very important. Now, the next one is a hair salon. Oh, this one is very powerful. I didn't know this until the other day. My missus went to Kim Robinson. So Kim Robinson is a salon in Hong Kong. There's one in Singapore as well. After she cut her hair, she was told that she was given a certificate saying that within 10 days, please come back for a free trim or touch up. And I was like, how come they never cut properly? We can just cut properly, don't need to give touch up, ma. Why so mafan, must come to time? No. So apparently, if you change your storytelling and you run a Facebook ad, you say that our haircuts are two-step, which means to say within 10 days after your haircut, you can come back to really trim or do touch-ups for free of charge. And you will still be served the normal tea, you will still be served your Coca-Cola, whatever, okay? And so this idea was actually borrowed from the eyebrow embroidery industry, right? Eyebrow embroidery means eyebrow tattoo. You know, like ladies, right? Ladies who are too lazy to go and put on makeup, they will just tattoo the eyebrow on their faces, right? Or above where the eyebrow is or work, right? And then that means it's permanent, right? But in that industry, it's very common to give people a chance to come back for a free touch-up within 6 months because the color will never be perfect in the first step, right? People have to come back, they have to add more ink into the tattoo so that the eyebrow looks even more natural and nicer. Does that make sense, guys? So that was in that industry. So here's one tip that I have for you. If you want to do purple cow for your business, you need to understand about this thing called cross-fertilization. There's a lot of ideas that you can borrow from other industries, steal and swipe those ideas and put it into your own industry. So an example would be, you guys know this, that actually the drive-through KFC or drive-through McDonald's, where you drive in a car and you order your McDonald's burgers, that was actually copied from drive-through ATMs in America, right? In the States, people will actually drive their cars through ATM, take money and go. And then McDonald's borrowed it, I think, and they use it for drive-through food instead. So all you have to do, guys, is stop killing yourself about, if you're a property agent, don't look at, all the angles taken by property agents today. Cannot do this, cannot do that. Yeah, because you're only looking in the box of the property agents. Take a look at what Imran is doing. Take a look at what this insurance agent is doing. Take a look at what the art gallery is doing. Take a look at what the hairstylist salon is doing. Take a look at what the other people are doing and how they've managed to grow their businesses. And you're like, can I use that in my industry? And then there will be that little devil inside of you, that little voice that will say, if the idea is so good, surely someone would do before, ma. Right? It's so good, someone do already, leh. No lah, I'm telling you. Most people don't do stuff because everybody's got that small little devil talking. Right? So it's all about creativity and having fun and trying out new stuff like that. So that's an example for hair salon. So I will run an advertisement. I will say our haircuts, our immaculate haircuts comes with a free 10-day touch-up or a trim period, which means to say you cut it, you go back, you wash it, let it flow. If ever you want to make any changes or any tweaks or any improvements, come back again, you get the same 5-star treatment with no charge at all, for free. But of course, I will charge the initial haircut to be a bit more premium, because it's now what? It's now positioned as a 2-step process instead of 1-step process, right? Very important. Um, Carpet cleaner, right? So if you're doing carpet cleaning, well, what you want to do is you simply run an advertisement showing you running that carpet cleaning device down a carpet. Left is before, right is after, real time. This is the power of what we call shock and awe marketing. Write this down. Shock and awe marketing. Shock and awe means you see it for yourself, right? Another way that we call this, other than shock and awe, what's that name? Oh, we call it, I forgot what Dan Kennedy said. It was more like, seeing is believing, right? Seeing is believing. I forget the term, but seeing is believing, right? So you don't have to say, well, our carpets are the best, excellent carpets that man can ever make. With an output of 1,600 kilowatts, our carpet cleaners, we can say all that, or you can simply say, Aya, come here, lie, take a look. Right? Which one is going to work? Obviously, the one that you see is more believing than the one that you say, right? That's very, very powerful. So if you can institute some sort of before and after, if you can institute some sort of, carpet cleaning demonstration. Oh, they call it dramatic demonstration. Google this, guys, later on. Dramatic demonstration marketing. Dramatic demonstration marketing. Okay, DDM, very powerful. So in my own context, if let's say some haters online, I've done this a lot of times and nobody has ever taken up my offer. Some people go like, hey, Imran, you scammer, you scammer. Why am I a scammer? Because I don't like your face, and your face keep on coming on YouTube. I said, okay, let's put $1,000 to charity challenge. You come into a room, I come into a room, we sit next to each other, a laptop, and then we do a piece of copywriting. We launch a campaign using our own skills. At the end of one day, we take a look at who has more inquiries or who has more sales. Would you like to take me up on that offer? $1,000 to the choice of the winner's charity. Until today, nobody has taken me up on it. I wish that somebody would take me up on it, because then it would be great publicity for me. Does that make sense, guys? All right? Because now you're using what we call dramatic demonstration, right? So all the people who was calling you out, challenge them, come in, launch it, they lose, and they still have to donate to your favorite charity, whatever that charity is, right? Now you can say, oh, this guy is a media whore. Maybe, but that's marketing, isn't it? Okay? So that's one thing that's important, right? Carpet cleaner. If you guys understand it, say yes. Now, and then a baking class. A baking class is also, something that's quite unique. Guys, do you know how cheap it is for you guys to actually do baking classes and offer people a free membership area afterwards? All right, free membership area. So, Joshua, if you're kind enough, if you can just do a bit of Googling for me, Google for me free video membership or free membership creator or something like that, online creator, free online membership creator, whatever, right? They've got many of these things. Or you can just do a simple one, which is like a Facebook group. A Facebook group is like a free class, right? Facebook group, and you can add all of your students into that particular class. So for example, they came into brownie class, then you can create a brownie lovers class, and that means you have a video there that details in detail after the makcik already finished cooking or baking the cupcakes and the brownies. If let's say the makcik forget how to do it, they will have access to video that they can replay forever for life, right? There's a video that they can replay forever for life. So you can tell people, oh, hi, we are selling a cupcake baking class, but you're not only getting a cupcake baking class, you're also getting free membership lifetime to our alumni, where you will be able to retrieve videos detailing how to cook it. So people are, okay, this is hybrid learning. I'm going to get the offline version and the online version. Padahal is English one. And matter of fact, it doesn't cost you any more money or any more effort to create the video one time and put it up there to immortalize it. Does that make sense? But now I'm a purple cow because I'm giving you not only one time to learn, You can also go and learn it over and over again online if you want to as well. All right? This is the one that's really huge. You know, I'm kind of sick and tired of this industry is kind of dog eat dog world, right? Dog eat dog. If you take a look at my own Facebook profile, you will notice that I have never hated on anyone, and all my posts are very, very constructive in nature. You will never see me dissing my competitors. You will never see me putting down people, because even though I can be quite a negative person sometimes with my own friends, in public, my persona, I do not like to show any negative, or I don't like to piece on my competitors or say bad things about people, because it shows a lot about your character or lack of character. Okay, so it's a marketing ploy. Having said that, the industry right now, I'm going to give you an example, all right? Is everyone's teaching about Facebook ads. Some people are trying to sell it for $2,000, some people are selling $100, some people are doing skills future and so on. And so I asked myself, what could be my purple cow in case I want to go back into this entire Facebook marketing, teaching Facebook marketing kind of campaigns, right? As you know, I'm doing boot camps for people who want to start a business and grow their business, but I have not positioned myself in the later years to be a Facebook marketing specialist. So what I'm going to do is I will simply create an organization. It could be called the Catalyst Initiative, for example, right? A simple organization, right? Business made simple. And then I'm going to hire a couple of sharp guys to be my trainers. And I'm going to do what we call the Great Reset. The Great Reset. What do you mean by the Great Reset? So listen to my story here, Johan especially, right? Listen to my story and tell me whether this story, resonates with you. The story is this. Well, you want to learn about Facebook ads, but people are charging you money for what they can learn on Facebook ads for free. So Facebook ads shouldn't be about charging money anymore, because, you can just do it on your own. But perhaps you just want to learn something without having to spend a lot of money, or you don't want to spend money at all, especially in these tough times. So what we've done is we've gone ahead and we've created a free Facebook marketing series. It's going to be a full day Facebook marketing class on just Facebook marketing, taught not by me, but by my guys, the new people that I will hire. And it's going to be held about 3 times per week, 12 times per month, free of charge. Guys, free of charge. That's how you make money in month. But obviously, when there's a great reset, when there's a free class happening, who would you go to, right? Would you go to the guy that is free of charge, or would you go to the guy that's charging $500, right? And especially if the guy who is free of charge has more testimonials than the guy that's charging $500, who would you go to? Obviously, you will go to the free guy. So that's the Great Reset. We are actually stealing all of the prospects and the customers from all of these other surviving zombie apocalypse coming to us, the Catalyst Initiative. And then at the end of the sessions, we do not offer an upsell, because if you upsell directly, then people are going to be upset. We are actually going to tell people, well, if you like this, you can book a session, to go through your Facebook ads or whatever. And then during those sessions, they will be offered a chance to get it done for them, right? Let's say, I don't know how X dollars, like $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 per package or whatever. So you will see that this is a great reset, because just by doing it free of charge, forever, full day events, which are really powerful, you are going to kill the competition with your purple cow. Do you guys see this? And the reason why I'm able to do this is because I'm able to sustain the salaries of the trainers and the closers, and also the people who are delivering the program. Right? Why? Because the money is on the back end. On the front, it's just a branding ploy to give Facebook ads training for everyone. Oh, it's a great reset. Welcome to the world of information, where information should be made free of charge. So they come in for free, they get blown away. Right? So guys, I'm just going to give you some examples, guys. Guys, honestly, I have nothing for sale today. Right? I don't have any program for you. I finished already. Whatever I can sell, I'll sell already, right? I don't have 10 tiers or whatever. But honestly, guys, if you were blown away by the content that I'm sharing with you today, and if I was selling something for a low price, I'm not, but if, let's say I was, another Imran was, do you think there would be a chance that some of you would have bought my product or program at the very end of these types of presentations? Yes or no, guys? Right? That's it. I have nothing to sell. Right? I promise you that. I promise you that. Right? Nothing to sell. But if I was, okay, guys, if I have a purple cow workshop done for you, purple cow, would you like it? We create a purple cow, we launch it, whatever. Many people will actually jump on it. Right? That's because I know my numbers. Write this down. Know your numbers. When you're doing your purple cow, you need to know your numbers. Because when you know your numbers, you can play cheat. You can play cheat. You can shortcut. You can kill all the competitors. All your competitors will start thinking, wah, piang eh. How come I charge my Facebook class $200 or $500? This fella go and give free. Better than mine some more. Right? Because I know my numbers. The numbers are going to come from the back end. Right? So when you realize this, cling, your eye begins to open, your third eye opens, then you really see the money tunnel coming in. Right? In a world where everybody's fighting for the $500 on the front, I'm like, give it free lah, don't care. We get the love and momentum. And then naturally, some people will buy it. And when they buy it, they're going to buy at a much higher price because they just spent an entire full day with you consuming all your information. Do you guys see my purple cow? This one, guarantee I'm going to do already before the end of the year. I'm getting a operation manager. I'm getting a couple of coaches. I'm getting the right people. I'll be spearheading the campaign, but not necessarily using my own face because I don't want to be seen as Sandbox as the Facebook guy, right? Facebook guy got no value. Okay, I want to be seen as the marketing guy. All right, guys, know your numbers definitely. Guys, is this making sense? Is this useful? Do you guys see how you can kill your competition just by playing unfair because you know your numbers and you know the money can be made at the back instead of always at the front? That's what this does, this training. I'm giving you all these angles so that when you run your Facebook ads, you can really kill everyone else. That's how I've been around for 8 years, guys. Guys and girls, right? Dudes and dudettes. Think about it. How come Imran 8 years around? Okay, because I always come up with this purple cow before I even read the book last year. Right, I've been always doing that. Dan kind of told me how to do that. Okay, so now tuition center, right? Tuition center, I think it's been done quite a lot. But what you want to do if you're doing any form of tuition is that you want to offer free smart toys from Shopee, right? Just go to Shopee and search for a smart toy, a toy that can seem to make your children smarter. Right hand, left hand coordination, creativity, innovative mind, thinking out of the box, that kind of nonsense, right? You find these smart toys on Shopee and AliExpress, not expensive lah, $5, $3, $7 stuff. You buy, right? Then you run an advertisement offering it for people who come in for a free trial. Then when they come in, you display, then they buy. They can buy your upsell at the back, right? In a world where nobody else offers smart toys, you can be offering your smart toys. Now, one of the things that I can actually recommend as well, and you might want to write this down for me, Joshua, is that when you offer smart toys, you may want to private label your own smart toys. Private label, guys, or white label. You guys see this? White label means you can put your own brand. So if I want to create a brand called the Catalyst Initiative, this is just, what is this cookie? I can't remember. Right? Toys for wholesalers. You can just put in your brand, or you can just go to AliExpress, Alibaba, also have private label toy. Right? You can just put in your name. Now it becomes your tuition center name. Imagine if you are, these are dumb toys, are not smart toys. Let's say you find one which is like a smart toy, right? What is a smart cat? So not so cheap. Unless you're selling something very expensive, this $17 not so cheap. But let's say you do end up with this, and you found something that was about $5, right? You can actually put your brand over here, ABC Tuition Center. Isn't it cool? Guys, seriously, give me a yes if it's cool. This is what we call merchandising. This is called productizing. This is how you productize your marketing, guys. You've probably seen before, oh, my free thumb drive, my free what? This is where we're going towards, right? Merchandising and productization in a world where everybody's a brown cow. We are a purple cow. In a world where everybody says, oh, send your children to us to get an A1. Oh, send your children to us. We promise make them clever. Or send your children to us. Our teachers are qualified. Brown cow. Not interesting. I do purple cow. Hey, click here. I got a smart toy. Come in here. Boom, 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 boom. Close the sale. Because I know my numbers. Right? I know my numbers. Merchandising and productizing your business. Right? Hope that makes sense. Another one is pet portrait. Right? So for example, if you are doing some sort of oil paintings, instead of just focusing on pets portrait, right? This pet portrait, what you want to do is you want to create a superhero version. Let me show you a superhero version. Okay, Winda, Want to watch Tenet tonight? Movie, if you want to, I've got time. I'm ending soon. Give me a second. Right, take a look at these guys. Right? See? Somebody uploads their dog face or cat face. We put it in as Captain America. Dog face, just Photoshop, becomes Batman. Dog face, Tony Stark becomes Bonnie Stark, right? Dog face, son of Odie. Now, some of you are saying, "Wow, Iman, the price so cheap. How they make money?" Correct, because the American market is saturated. What you want to do in Singapore right now, guys, I'm not kidding, is that you can sell these things for 180, 190, 200. People will still buy because people don't know. Seriously, people don't know. Seriously, how many of you knew right now in this chat, you knew you could put your face of your dog or your cat into superheroes? You don't know, right? In a world where you don't know, I can sell whatever I want to the price that I want, right? That's number one. Number two, you can turn it into oil painting instead of just a print. You can turn it into oil painting as well, right? So it's pretty cool, huh? People love, guys. Some people spend more money on their pets than their children. Actually, not true, lah. Some people spend more money on their pets because they don't have children. Okay, maybe it's true. I don't know if any parents who actually spend more on their pets than their children. Bad mommy, bad daddy. Sit. Okay, bad jokes. All right, guys. Let me just go back again. Um, Okay, so your purple cow is you superheroize people's pets. That's your purple cow. Everybody else is doing boring pet portraits. Okay. Massage in Johor Bahru, I can tell you, but I'm running out of time, guys. I gotta watch a movie in a while. I will tell you the next time, but it's very, very powerful. But now because of COVID, you can't go anyway. Next time I will share with you how to do this. Dance class for kids. For example, nowadays, parents like to send their children for all these Korean classes, dance classes, and everything. I don't know why, right? But they like to, right? So what you want to do is that the reason why parents want to send their kids for these classes is because they want to Instagram their kids being able to dance well, right? So knowing that as a dance instructor or dance class owner, what I can do is that I can hire during the graduation day when they finish already their 5 weeks or 5 months class. I can hire a graduation day videographer that will video the entire class, and then we will take out snippets of your daughter dancing or your son dancing, and then we put it into a thumb drive and we give it to you. So when we market this, we will say that we are the only dance class that also comes with recorded footage of your child dancing edited for you as well, right? That creates a purple cow. We're not just a dance class. We capture those memories for you and we make your children look good. So you can post on Instagram to show that your genetic offspring is excellent or whatever, okay? Um, Singing classes is also the same. Parents want to send their children for singing classes because they want to prove that their children, their genetic offspring, are good. Right? It's true. What? Everyone, all the DNA. So one of the things that you can do is that you can also include a short edited mini recording of the kids singing. And this will already be auto-tuned, right? This one for me. It's already been auto-tuned. So when you auto-tune, you can make the somebody who sounds horrible can also sound good, right? How do I know? Because I have that Smule app, right? I can't sing, but the auto tune makes it kind of palatable, listenable. All right, so that's great. So what is that? Is that parents will actually be very, very proud of it, and parents will actually post on Facebook hashtag this company name, and you can also use it for marketing material as well. So that's why I say this is also another thing called the purple cow. This one's quite funny because my best friend, Dean, some of you know my framing shop friend Dean, right? He cooks the best mutton, guys. I know what you're thinking. Ayah, mutton got smell, I got bau. I know. I also used to think that way last time. But I'm telling you guys, every Friday, last time when I go to his shop before Friday prayers, um, his father and him, they would cook the most delectable coconut rice. I'm not talking about Malay nasi lemak coconut rice, no. I'm talking about real coconut rice with the coconut pulp and flesh within that coconut steaming hot, and then the mutton with the sauce would come, slather and smother it over the rice on a bed of fluffy white rice, coconut rice. And that mutton, I'm telling you, has no smell, so tender, so flavorful. And so if I were to help him to do this using a remote kitchen, because he doesn't have his own kitchen, what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to launch a campaign. I'm going to say, this is Singapore's best mutton dish. You buy it. If you don't agree with me, that is the most delicious mutton dish ever. You don't have to pay for it. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, because I don't blame you, because you've been brought up that way. We've been brought up that way. Wah, Imran like that ah. A lot of people will abuse leh. Wah, a lot of people will hantam leh. Correct. But let me just point out a scenario for you, okay? Take a look at this. Let's say, if I don't offer a money back guarantee on these dishes, all right? Let's say I don't offer a money back guarantee. Yeah? No money back guarantee, for example. Right? Sorry, I just make it big. Okay? So, see, if you have no money back guarantee, you might get about 100 sales per week, for example. 100 sales per week. Zero refunds, so all pure, that's yours. With the money back guarantee, you may end up, because you make such a strong promise and people share this on social media, wow, not good, don't pay. And you're so confident, people buy confidence. That's why people vote for Donald Trump. He may be Dumbo, he's so confident people vote for him. It's true. Studies have shown that. So let's say money back guarantee. Way, nonsense. 400 sales per week with 30 refunds. Guys, I know what you're thinking. In your head, our brains are protecting us from the prospect of losing something, from the prospect of losing. I'm telling you, most people don't buy something to try to abuse. It is the people who don't pay you a single cent are the buggers who try to abuse stuff. The people who pay you money upfront for food or whatever else you're selling, those people are the people who are not looking to abuse. And most people, even if they don't like it so much, like, oh, got better, but I say like, eat already. Does that make sense? So let's say you get 30 refunds. These are the numbers, right? Let's say, right? You will still end up with 370 net profit sales per week. Does that make sense, guys? Per week. And you must understand this. The 30 refunds that you're giving are just cost price of the mutton. It's just the cost price of the mutton. Does that make sense? So if it were up to me, right? In fact, I will, if he launches it this month, I will launch it and I will tell him, I'm going to be responsible for your campaign. If a lot of people abuse, I will pay for you, all those things. Guys, you don't believe me, whatever you're selling, you do a money back guarantee version and a no money back guarantee version. Make an audacious claim for 1 week and you take a look at yourself at the numbers. Yes, correct. Here you keep 100, you shook. Here you keep 370, more shook, lagi shook. Which one you like? You don't have to tell me. I know what I like. All right. So where's my slides? Any questions over there? Okay. Any questions so far, guys? Come on. Auto tune, Kenogi. Yeah, Kenogi is doing singing classes. All right. All right. If no questions, what time is it? 9:30. Just nice. 1.5 hours. So guys, I hope you understand now why most Facebook ads fail. They fail not because you click the wrong thing, even though that may be sometime. But now everyone's quite good at this. They fail not because your image was lousy. Maybe your image was lousy. They fail not because your copywriting is lousy. I've seen people with horrible English but good offers do well better than people with amazing English but lousy offers. So it's not that. The reason why most people fail is because you are a brown cow. Turn to your partner now and say, darling, I'm a brown cow. Right? Tell them, I'm a brown cow, but I want to be a purple cow. I will take into mind whatever Imran has taught me tonight. I will think about how I can apply into my own business. And I will take a piece of paper. And guys, promise me this. If you want to succeed, no, I'm telling you, 90% of you won't do it anyway. I don't care. Less competition. And I'm not saying it to mock you. I'm saying it because it's true. I've been doing this for many years. 90% of you won't do jack SHIT, right? So what you want to do to succeed before you sleep, to immortalize your knowledge, is I wanted to teach these concepts that I just taught you to your husband, your wife, your mom, your dad, whatever. Even if they don't want to listen to you. My wife, when I first got married to her, she's from Indonesia, by the way, she doesn't want to listen to my ideas. Maybe she pretends to that she's a nice lady, so she pretends. But I know that she's bored by it. but I just teach anyway. Why? Because when you teach another person, you begin to immortalize your understanding of that topic. That's number one. Number two, what you really want to do now, take a piece of paper and pen, right? Take real, don't put on your phone. Take a real piece of paper and pen, and I wanted to write down 10 different ways I can purple cow my business. Wah, piang 10 Iman. One also I don't know leh. Chill. The reason why I say 10 is because Brian Tracy taught this method to me. 10 methods. Because if forced to come up with 10 methods, you will come up with some radical and crazy ideas. But just because it's radical and crazy doesn't mean it's not a good idea. Does that make sense, guys? Every time I get so much ideas, it's because I take a piece of paper and pen and I will write down 10 ways to do this, 10 ways to get more income, 10 ways to reduce refunds, 10 ways to close more sales, 10 ways to get cheaper leads, 10 ways to get more social proof, 10 ways to get more. Does that make sense, guys? I can't lose because I got 10 more ways than you do. Okay? So you got to try it out. Some of you are already saying, oh, Imran, what about my insurance business? Oh, Imran, what about this business? What about that business? Well, I want to train you to think critically, put on your hat, your thinking cap, and write down these 10 caps. Um, if there's nothing else, guys, I really want to thank you for coming on this program. I know one thing is for sure. If you implement this, if you get what a purple cow is, if you really grasp it, you create it, you run the advertisements, you will see your cost per lead will be much cheaper than everyone else. Your sales will be much more. You will get 10 times more inquiries than all your competition. Why? Because you got a purple cow. All right, guys. Who's this? Sorry, Colin. Very good session, bro. Learn a lot. Ask many questions. Don't get angry. No lah, not angry. I'm only sarcastic only. All right. Kenogi, thank you so much. Amazing stuff as always. Thanks, Dennis. Dennis, I missed out your name lah because you want the Accord service. I had to Google Accord services. Equal, right? So I guess I was taking care of you right now. Okay. Happy that Juliana, Rachel. Kenogi, can you rewatch? All right. So if you are my alumni, I'm going to download this. I will upload this into the members area lah. All right. Juliana, it was fun learning at the same time. Thank you, sir. JC, Esther, thank you. Winston, mind blowing. Thank you. Evelyn, take care of your throat. Yep, I know I've got some throat issues. Thank you so much. Thanks, Johan. Look forward to seeing you soon. Zaza, thank you very much. Anisha, all of you guys. All right. Off to watch a movie. Take care now. Bye bye. Where do I switch this off? Stop share.